Good morning. It's 9 o'clock. I'm Niva Reddy Manu. An end to the war between Russia and Ukraine still looks beyond reach, with another round of peace talks yielding little progress. The two countries have agreed to exchange prisoners of war, including the sick and wounded and those under 25. Geopolitical analyst Geoffrey Miller told Mike Hosking, "We need the leaders of Ukraine, Russia and the US in the same room." He says in the end, these small delegations won't cut it. We need diplomacy, dialogue and de-escalation.
Now, other matters. Given part one, as you heard from Catherine a moment ago, was hardly one for the history books. This get-together today between Russia and Ukraine and Turkey, did anything come of it, apart from a prisoner swap? What happens next, for goodness sake? Geopolitical analyst Geoffrey Miller's back with us on this one. Geoffrey, morning to you.
Good morning, Mike.
That attack on the Russian planes over the weekend, I mean, I don't want to glorify war, but what a stroke of genius. I mean, to be able to get that many drones into Russia, undercover, and do what they did to the Russian planes is extraordinary, isn't it?
It certainly was a very bold move, Mike. It was very asymmetric. It took out a third of Russia's fleet of bomber aircraft, so around 40 have been destroyed or damaged. I think around 13 apparently have been fully destroyed, but damage to the others will stop them from flying for some period. But yet it doesn't change things really on the battlefield, and Russia has been slowly making gains, slow but steady gains over the past year or more. And what that move, I think, that Ukraine undertook with the drones destroying the aircraft in Russia will be it will give a boost to morale in Ukraine, and it will try and get support from Europe, from the United States, and try and bring Western allies back into the war and try and change minds of people who think that maybe the war's completely lost and it's just time to do a deal with Russia. But I think Donald Trump will perhaps not look too kindly on that move, because he may see it as really trying to scupper the peace talks. Remember, it took place on the eve of these peace talks in Istanbul, and Donald Trump has very much been championing the idea that you talk and work out a diplomatic solution to the war.
Where does he sit in this? I mean, I can't look, I honestly can't work out what's going on. I mean, you turn up in Turkey. I mean, how many times do we have to turn up in Turkey and swap a few prisoners? That doesn't strike me as a real thing. And then the Americans are busy one day saying we're in it till we get peace, and the next minute we're off. I mean, where the hell are we?
Look, it's very hard to work out at the moment, Mike. We had a week ago Donald Trump coming out calling Vladimir Putin crazy, saying that he's playing with fire. But we do know that Donald Trump wants peace talks. His press secretary has said that he's open to coming to Istanbul for one of the future rounds. He really does want the two sides to do a deal. He is the deal maker, after all, Donald Trump. But these talks today were very disappointing. Yeah. They lasted scarcely an hour and resulted simply in an agreement to swap further prisoners of war. Russia gave its demands for ending the war, which are completely maximalist, and don't really seem like a serious attempt to negotiate. So, look, in the end, it's going to take leader-level negotiation. You're not going to do it with these small delegations. We need diplomacy, we need dialogue, we need de-escalation, but we're going to need, ultimately, Vladimir Putin, Vladimir Zelensky and Donald Trump probably in a room in Istanbul. This war is going to come to an end diplomatically.
All right, Geoffrey, appreciate it. As much as I love you, I can't keep ringing you up every time they swap prisoners. I mean, that's going to go on forever, isn't it? 14 minutes past 7. The staff and